Yeah, it doesn't have a name yet, this series. But anyway, let's get on with it. Hello everybody, and welcome to what's currently called the All-Star Cast. It may well completely change its name. You'll notice, lovely rug. Lovely. Yes, I thought I'd go along this sort of thing. Somebody obviously mentioned it, so let's have a look. And I've tried to group them as much as possible into a theme of some sort. That's probably not going to end as well as I think it will, but we'll give it a try. That's what we're here to do, isn't it? So let's get things off the road with our very first car. And this is a 1970... oh, hang on. Focus. Focus. No, that's the... Oh, God. Hold on. There we go. 1970 Plymouth GTX. This was sold as one of those sort of kit ones where it gives you the wheels and stuff, you stick it on. Not as detailed as sort of an Airfix model. Sorry, I'm just going to take face off, a bit warm in here with all the lights and everything. Yeah, it wasn't sort of an Airfix detail kit, so it was all pre-painted and everything. Reasonably simple. Some of them I've seen you can make it look really stock, and some of them you can make it look modified. This one only had sort of a modified look to it. So you can sort of see the speakers in the background and all sorts of things. This is the quality. I mean, the interior is full of dust because interiors are a pain in the ass to clean, as anybody who sort of collects these things will know. It's really heavy. It's really nice. The metal is absolutely lovely on this thing. Paint's come out very well. The sticker there has not, because I applied it, so of course it was going to go hideously wrong. But it's a really nice model. It looks great. There are some massive problems with it. Obviously the matte black looks absolutely gorgeous and actually feels quite nice and doesn't come off in my hand, which is something. There are some big problems though. The plastic is, if you just look at the engine there, awful. The plastic is absolutely terrible. Quite cheap, quite thin, which is a shame because they seem to have spent all their money on the metal, which is great. But the plastic is it's crap. And it was a pain in the arse to put together. The wheels, especially, I seem to remember, especially the back ones with just that little lip there. Yes, the bonnet does keep just sort of flying open. The hood, sorry, we're doing American muscle. Details, quite nice again, but the plastic. Yes, you've got. I don't know if you can quite see that. Hang on, I've got to focus it again now. There you go. So you've got sort of a stereo in there, sort of thing, and some nitrous or whatever in there. The engine's particularly ugly. I think you've already got to seen that. Try and angle it in a... Hang on, I'm going to lift the camera up. Engine really not great with the plastic. Oh God. Half of this video is just going to be me fiddling with a camera with Sam. No, and it doesn't fit together that well. I mean, there's a gap. You can just see the gap here. And no matter what you do, that's what it should look like. But it just springs up every time. And that's a problem. On the shelf, obviously, because it goes on the shelf, it looks fine. But it's just the little things. And it looks a bit chaffy. But it's not a bad model. It's quite a nice one. That's very loose as well. But overall, not a bad thing. So let's get that out of the way. Let's move on to the next one, which is eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Let's have this one. I can't remember where this one came from. A Boss 429 Mustang. I absolutely adore these cars. I really do. As we put it into focus of some description. I absolutely love these cars. They're really, really nice. This one, the metal is, again, pretty good. Quite a heavy model, this one. Really quite heavy. Nice sort of under detailing there. That's bit loose as well. Doors less stiff than they are on the Plymouth. The Plymouth has very stiff doors, but this one's quite nice. The interior's not too bad. Not too bad. I always have. If you know a great way of cleaning the interiors, I've tried everything from sort of pipe cleaners and cloths and sprays, and none of them work. If you know one, do let me know, please, and I'll thank you forever. Yeah, it's quite a nice thing. The detail, it looks really nice. The plastic, the engine obviously looks the part. It's dark, so you're not going to see it when I shine the light on. The plastic's a bit nicer. It's still not great. The radiator grill's a little bit flimsy, but overall this is a much nicer thing. And yep, the steering wheel does. No, it doesn't. What am I thinking of? I don't know, but the steering wheel isn't connected as far as I'm aware. Let's just double check that. Oh no, it is! That's something. But quite a nice piece, this one. And again, the paint's very good. The main thing that lets it down is the stickers here. They couldn't print. So the license plate, oh god. It's like that other YouTuber who puts things in front of a camera. But he collects it. I mean, stickers, just... Come on, camera. Please. You get the idea, it's a sticker, and it's not a very good one. But it's a nice model. I think this one may have come from America. I can't remember. We may never know. Hang on, does it say on here? Made in China. But no, it doesn't say. Let's give you an idea of some size. These are typically around sort of 1/24 scale, most of these. Sort of around there. There is an Xbox 360 controller for scale. So reasonably large. And they fit on the shelf quite nicely. Yeah, it's nice. It's a nice model. It's quite a nice thing. And I like it, and I love Mustangs. And I love 429s as well, Boss 429s. So let's take you wait for my next favourite Mustang in the world ever, which is the mighty Mach 1. I have a bit of a thing for Mach 1s, no idea why, but I absolutely adore them. This one's in black, which means the dust shows up. It's a really nice model though, the Mach 1. Weighs 3.5 tons. You'll notice the tyres, it's sort of in a drag racing setup, very skinny front tyres and very thick slicks at the back. It's quite a nice one. The bonnet, or the hood, sorry, very stiff on this one, if I remember rightly. And the engine, probably the nicest one so far, actually, because the plastic's just a little bit more substantial to it. Doors slightly less stiff, but they've got a bit of a weight to them. This is a nice model, this one, and I love the... If I owned a Mustang Mach 1, I'd take it to a paint shop and say, hey, paint it like this. This is a nice thing to look at. Stereo in the background, less so. But it's just lovely. Sticker marks. Sticker mark? No, it can't be. It looks great. Sort of boxy. It looks. Is this 1970 or 1971? La 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 la. 1973. Well, I thought it was 1971. Oh well. But the slightly pingy mirrors annoy me. But this is lovely. This one is absolutely lovely. As is, of course, the other Mustang. I love Mach 1s, and yeah, this is a really nice one to have. So let's. I'm trying to think if there's anything particularly wrong with it. Maybe the dragster stuff, maybe a little bit more production-like. As you'll notice, I do like most of mine to be stock, although that's not always the case to buy. And of course, the Mustang's great rival, Chevy Camaro. Z28. What year was this one actually supposed to be? It was a 1969. The comments will say. Plastic roof, metal body, weighs a lot. This one is heavier. This is probably, yes, it's considerably heavier than that Plymouth. In fact, it is the heaviest one so far. So this one, in a very nice blue cut. The paint is excellent on this one, must say. The paint, absolutely gorgeous. That all sort of opens. Again, this one, slightly less stiff, very similar under the bonnet. In fact, probably slightly worse than the two Mustangs for the engine. Interior, this is where this one falls apart. This one's nice when the door's shut, shall we say, and also the slightly green mirrors. But what's with the chrome colour? Hang on, in fact, I'm even going to zoom. Look at me. What's with the chrome steering wheel and the entirety of the dash inserts being chrome? And I mean, the pedals may be, and the gear stick may be, but hang on, gear stick maybe, but what the, who God, I'm crap at this, aren't I? Who has a chrome steering wheel? Who has a silver steering wheel in their car? Absolutely bizarre. Must remember to zoom out. There we go. Who does that? And it does ruin it again. The stickers on the number plate, they're slightly better than the Boss 429 Mustang. Not brilliant though. Still, big time muscle. I presume they're the people that made it. I can't really remember. It's a nice, another nice thing really. If they're on the shelf, they're generally quite a nice car. And this, by the way, in case you were wondering, was actually found on below a picture, so I inherited that. But the Camaro, nice, not the nicest, but it's nice, and I like Camaros as well. You get the feeling I like US muscle because that is today's theme. But of course, you could have a slightly different Camaro. 1968. This is the biggest one of the day. Where's our Xbox controller? There it is. Xbox 360 controller for scale. So slightly bigger this one. The previous Camaro was a scale of 124. 1 in 24 scale, and this is a 118 scale. So we're expecting a bit bigger. Obviously, very heavy. You need normally you need a forklift truck. Plastic roof, designed to look like the metal. This Camaro was sort of unashamedly a plastic one. This one tried to hide it. In fact, the body is a little bit more plasticky. The spoiler's plastic. That's very loose. Quite a nice engine bay with its Corvette engine, but the plastic is so thin. The last time I saw plastic that's thin, it had Tic Tacs inside of it. The wheels, preposterous really, a bit chavvy. Don't mind them though. Oh dear, didn't dust that very well, did I? Stereo in the back, of course, because it is a Pro Rods, whatever. Obviously tuning. I always forget, because I'm looking from above here. Are we going to get that in the light? Yes, we are. We've got sort of tuning stuff there in the boot, as always. The bonnet, very loose on this one, and makes a hideous sound, as does that, as I'm sure all headphone users will be able to tell you. How are we doing for time? We're doing reasonably well. Actually, no, we're not, are we? We're really running out of time. Because I'm only allowed to upload 15-minute videos because someone from Norway decided to copyright claim my channel, even though they don't own the rights. The facial recognition's just been set off by one of the wheels. No idea why. We still have another car to go through. The interior, much more detailed as you'd expect. Not entirely sure why most of it's blue, but it's not a bad interior. It just that roof is very thin plastic, and that really annoys me. Other than that, it is a fantastic model, and that is very thin plastic as well. This skirt, I mean, look at it, it's moving. I don't know if you can quite see that. It is moving quite a bit when I wobble it. So nice when it's on the static shelf. Oh, that's heavy. And finally, we have got, let me just check the date on it. There we go, a 1970 Corvette. A bit smaller this one, and really annoying sticker marks. Come on, it's coming off, but very slowly. Really nice, sort of a race car look-alike. Absolutely gorgeous, this thing, sort of Firestone logos on it. There we go. The engine is very silver. The plastic though, quite nice on it. It's got a decent weight to it. It's slightly smaller, 124 scale. The tyres feel really nice. It just looks great, this car. Roadster, which means it's the biggest pain in the arse to clean in the world. We're running very low on time. Because, as I say, I have to keep this under 50 minutes. This, though, the engine cover is awful. It is the cheapest plastic around. It's just sort of... It's awful plastic on it. And a major sort of blow. I mean, it doesn't... I like things to have the engine cover on. As you'll find out, there are some with removable stuff. I like them to have them on, and it's not... I think this one was bought in test track at Disney World. The Ford Mustang Mach 1 was definitely bought in America. I think the bigger Camaro was a present. I can't remember where the other one turned up from. This, I think, came from the United States reasonably recently. It's not a bad thing, is it? The underside, the gaping holes in it, sort of ruined it a little bit, but overall, it's not a bad thing. So out of these, which one is the best? Oh, that's a difficult one. I love Mach 1 Mustangs and 429 Mustangs, but realistically, the best one is probably that 429 Mustang. Is probably the model of the episode. I'm running really low on time, so thank you very much for watching, and goodbye. So, like if you enjoyed, and blah 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 blah.